Hello everybody, welcome back to Mayday Media. I'm going to do a little article on the gas prices here. I'm going to try to go over a few alternatives with you, some things that I've done and tried that's will save you gas money, insurance money, things like that. With gas prices hitting 4.23 per gallon, a new high for this year, it's safe to say they're probably still going to go up. Now, I don't see it going to 200 gallon or $200 barrel this year. That's probably a couple years off, but maybe 140, 145. And at that prices, you're looking at 605 on average, meaning in some places you're going to be paying $8, other places you might be paying $5.25 depending on where you are, and that is going to kill you. Yeah, I mean that's gonna kill. I mean it don't matter what class you're in. That is gonna everything's just gonna go to mad prices at that point at $1.45 a barrel. Another reason to get off of gasoline and get into alternative sources, and I don't mean battery power unless it's something small, but more like some alternative fuel source. We need oil for plastics, which whatever you think about plastics. We need oil for lubes, shit like that. We'll slowly get off of it, but something's going to have to change as far as commuting goes. And then using gasoline to supplement power, we just got to do something. We got to get into thorium power plants. I mean, shit like that. I mean, something's going to have to change. You're just being not even nickeled and dimed to death anymore. You're being $1 and $2 to death. I mean, in everything. I mean, it's disgusting. It really is. We're going to go over this again. I don't think it's going to hit the 200 like some are talking, but I can see 140, 145, and that's going to kill you. Let's go down to the bottom, just get the gist of it here. Any report whose data was largely compiled before a recent run-up, Bank of America analysts found that so far only lower income households are seeing a significant impact on their budgets from higher gas prices, and despite the price surge, households are still spending less of their budget in gasoline than during peaks seen in 08, 11, and 12. At some point, those buffers will start to get eroded, especially if higher fuel costs start showing up in household staple goods. A significant bigger risk arises if higher gasoline prices and oil prices leak into other necessities such as grocery and utility prices, though so far is little evidence for this. Well, I don't know about that. It's already getting into that. And that's another factor you're going to be playing on is it's going to make everything else go up. Maybe there's some alternatives for commuting and some things that I've done, and I'll go here. This is an electric skateboard. Now I'm almost 50, and when I started riding this has been a couple of years ago. Well, maybe a year ago, I guess. I took some spills, and it was rough. It really was. I mean, it's more of a young man type of thing. Once I got okay with it, I could manipulate it, do pretty good on it. I could probably get on it now and ride it, and I haven't rode it in like 3 or 4 months. I'm back at home in my little bitty trash county. But this got me to the bus. It got me there fine, and it got me on the bus. You can try those little scooters, but I know from a fact, depending on what skin color you were and what skin color the bus driver was, you might not be getting on there with the fucking scooter while somebody else just walks in front of you with a bigger scooter. You for some reason can't go on. This has happened. I've seen that happen personally, just out of just racial bullshit for somebody else, and you can probably imagine who they were. But what I learned is that the little e-boards, they can't really do that. I mean, they can't look at you and just kick you off because well, too big, motherfucker. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, no, they can't do that. That's one little why I recommend this if you're young enough and you got the energy and all that stuff. And this one was pretty cheap. I paid about $200 for it, and it's just got the 400 watt. I wish I would have spent a little extra money and got the 800 watt, just because there was some times getting up some in grades was in grade. I say in grade. getting up a incline could get a little hard, and the motor would be spagging hot. And so I kind of wish I'd have got the little 800 watt one with the two 400 hubs. It didn't have as much range though. That was the reason why I didn't get it. But really, I didn't. I don't even need that much range on these little things. It's just right to the bus stop, right to the gas station, just right down these little quick trips. That's a good little thing. Taking the bus, you know, you're going to save some money in bigger cities. You know, every 15 minutes you can get by. Say what you want about the bus, but you know, you can save some money there doing that. There's all kinds of issues with taking a bus, but you know, it's a lot more affordable. I mean, I would spend, you know, maybe $80 a month. That was right, taking a bus every day, back and forth. Compare that to what you're going to pay for a car, insurance. Yeah, there's some downsides to it. In a big city, though, you can just get a Lyft. Yeah, we're in this little county I live in that there's no Lyft, there's no Uber. There's like 4 taxi companies, and they never show up on time. It's pretty wild. So yeah, I mean, those are some alternatives. You know, sell your car. You know, get rid of that fucking thing. Go get something that's an old Cadillac from the 80s or something that you know it'll a little bit of TLC, you know, will fire up and run. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a G-Wagon. Another alternative is like an e-bike. Here's my e-bike right here. Now this is not mine, but this is the one I have. It's the Rad Rover. This is 2019 version. It's the Gen 5, I believe. I have the black rack on the back. I have basically everything here except I have a hydraulic calipers. When we're talking about e-bikes, I know a little bit about them. If you're not 6 foot or taller, I would not get a 26-inch rim. I'm 5'7" and 3/4, and on this bike I look like a little boy. Okay, I mean, this is a big bike. Like I said, 6 foot and up, you can you're fine with these. They're real good for you. But if you're under that, I would stick with the 20-inch rim. The reason why is because of that 4-inch tire there, right? These are 26 inches, but that there is over 4 inches of height, putting you at, you know, closer to 28, 29-inch bike. And if you're in my height range, you know, that's rough for you. I can barely get my leg over the fucking thing. I'm barely on my tippy toes when I'm trying to, you know, hold the bike up at a stoplight, whatever. That's my regret on that one. The second thing you want to look for on an e-bike is hydraulic brake lines. I have the mechanical brake lines, and you are fucking with these daily, if weekly. I mean, I've got issues now. I can't even stop. I don't know what's going on with my bike. I'm gonna have to I'll spend a whole day trying to fucking get them working, and I'll get one working okay, and then the other one it'll never. It's a constant issue with these fucking e-bikes, is those mechanical brakes. You'd be better off having the do away with the disc brakes and just have the old-fashioned brakes that clamped around the rim. That would be better on an e-bike than these things, just in my opinion. They would wear out faster. See, with the weight of these things and the speed of these things, the mechanical brake lines, you're just constantly pulling on them, knocking them out of line. They rip the metal cordage. You can't get a grip on them. They're just a pain in the ass. They really are. And so that's one thing to look for, is a hydraulic brake line. If you're going to go cheap, you know, something like one of these Amazon bikes or something here, you can get pretty cheap. You know, look into putting a hydraulic line on it. Trust me, I mean, you need these brakes on this. It ain't like a regular bike. You know what I mean? You need the brakes on these fucking things. They're 80 pounds. You have to have brakes. It get a little hairy without brakes. Trust me, I do it from time to time. That's not a bad looking little thing there. Also, if you can find full suspension, I mean, front and back suspension, that's another nice little thing. There was one here, Act Best e-bike. See what we got. Yeah, right here, these little 20 inchers. There was a little 16 inch right there, that little 16 mini. That, it's got 16 inch rims. It's a little smaller bike. That is one that I would be looking at if I didn't have one. Right, and know what I know now. At that price, I can get a hydraulic line thrown on it. I can put real good tires. That's another thing. You got to get road tires, steel belted road tires if you're going to use them. See how these knobbies here? I don't have those types of knobbies. I have a steel belted road tire. These things will last about a year, and you're in trouble, and they're really dangerous when they go bad. And they're not fun to have on your bike when the tires go. But the road steel belted tires, those are what you're wanting to land. Those are expensive. I think I had about $120 invested in my two tires, or were they $100 each? I think they might have been $100 each. I can't, and that was some years back. Range isn't bad on this bike. It's about 20, and that's on pedaling on and off, just using it. That's kind of the average right around there. Maybe a little less. I had a job at one point that was pretty close to my house, and I rode it there and back, and on the fifth night I would charge it up. I would have enough to get to work, but I just wouldn't have enough to get back on that fifth day. And so, that was a 4 or 5 hour charge and back to good again. And that, that's not bad. I mean, to get you to work and back. I wouldn't charge them inside my house. If I had a shed, I would try to set some up to charge in the shed. There is that slight possibility of them setting on fire. We've seen these. It's something I think of, and you should too if you get one. Something like that. And if you can set up a solar power and charge it off of solar power somehow, you're good to go. If you're living in a room where you get the free electricity, Wi-Fi, all that stuff, hey, there you are. You've got money savings right there. A lot of stuff like that. Another option would be, a good old-fashioned motorcycle. This is a Honda GB 350. These are affordable little bikes that'll last you 20 years. That will save you so much money. Learn your bike, learn how to keep it maintained, and this will accrue over the years. It'll probably hold its value, but what I mean by accrue is, it'll just make you more and more money because you're saving so much money. You get it paid off. Low insurance. You're using it to work 5 days a week, whatever. It's going to be a little money saver. You can get rid of that fucking G-Wagon and just get you an older truck and have your motorcycle. Drive that truck when it rains, when it's bad weather. I probably need to get off here. 13 minutes. Anyway, a little advice for me. Just these are the two. I don't have a license, or I would have a motorcycle, make no mistake. But like I said, I've got that, and I've got this actual bike here. I've got those both. I've used them both, and I will say that, to me, they're of value, and they're worth it to me. If I had a license, I would just probably have a motorcycle, but I would definitely be looking into an e-bike at this particular point. Especially some of these e-bikes are fucking nice. They ride comfortable. They're real quality. And they'll for some of these prices for $600-700. I mean, you're gonna make your money back. I mean, in the first month with some of these things. You know what I mean? But try to take my advice on what I said with height and brakes. Those are very important. It's something you'll regret. Anywho, I'm going to get off here. Appreciate your time. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy this type of stuff. Anyway, thank you.